Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I review and unbox subscription boxes here on my channel. And today I have a really special box that has been sent to me for review once again. It is Birdmoss. Now if you're familiar with this box, you know what I'm talking about when I say that it is really special, really unique. If this is your first time seeing Birdmoss, I highly suggest watching a few unboxings. It's really hard to describe. It is kind of a lifestyle box because we'll get items for the home, we'll get bath and body products, sometimes we'll even get edible treats, but it is more about the journey. It's more about the poetry of the box, the experience of it. It is a whole other magical world, and each theme is just so well done, so carefully wrought, I would say, that it is something that you have to truly experience. Now, some people might not like this box, but for me, I just think it is so different and so special and so unique, like I said, that I really enjoy it every single time. I will be including the 11 Nights in Birdmoss for my 12 Days of Christmas series that, of course, will start on December 25th. And if you haven't heard already, I'm actually going to be doing a really fun Advent series as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that, where the first video of the day from December 1st through the 24th is going to be me opening a variety of Advent calendars, but I'm just opening one day at a time. So a little bit of a different format than you may have seen before, and hopefully it is really fun. Now, all about Birdmoss, you guys, it is $45 per month. I do think there's a little discount if you're able to do a multi-month subscription, and then that does include the shipping now. I do have a code for you. It is Noelle, just N-O-E-L, and that will save you $7 on your first box, but she does all kinds of special deals where you can get free gifts or even free boxes or bundles, so definitely be on the lookout for that. If you do happen to use one of those other offers, then I would love if you did just give her a heads up and let her know that you found this very special, mystical, magical box here on my channel. You might be looking at this and thinking that there is someone in your life where this is like the perfect gift for them, because they could be a writer or an artist or someone a little bit on the like more witchy side. They might really enjoy this box. Let me just go ahead and read the description for you, and then of course we'll get into the box itself. It says, Birdmoss box subscribers say it's like getting a daydream in the mail. With each box you will receive works of art and self-care rituals that engage all the senses to create an immersive, magical experience. Think of it as a package from a friend who cherishes your delightful heart and spirit. Your boxes are accompanied by poetry and prose which tell of a gifted dreamer. You are that dreamer, and this is your story. Some letters and documents arrive inside your monthly box, and others are mailed to you. So when we open it up, you can see this is the beginning of the journey. There is the poem that's always on the inside lid, and then we have this beautiful dark tissue paper and a silver embossed seal. And we got, I think this is like almost looks like a bay leaf, but it's always kind of fun, the little extra things that she includes in there. So let me go ahead and open this up so that we can find our letter that's always printed on what looks like parchment. It's got that very like sort of ancient vibe to it. So inside we see the card that tells us that the theme for the month of November is the Clove House. So it looks like an apothecary's workshop. We've got all kinds of potions and mixes there, but that kind of seems appropriate for the season. Cloves, I love the smell of cloves, but also just because a lot of us are spending some time with our recipes. So it says, visitors feel a change in the atmosphere as they step across the threshold of the Clove House. Inside, the air is warm and fragranced. Scents pile together, some savory, some sweet, cumin, cinnamon, black pepper. A shopkeeper regales the crowd with stories of spice hunting journeys on the backs of elephants and camels. She breaks off the narrative to urge thimble-sized samples of coffee and tea upon her audience. The shop supplies other workaday needs for the village as well, stocking soap, candles, and rabbit tobacco. The most popular spices overflow from barrels and burlap sacks. The rarest are portioned out from banks of little drawers measured by tiny spoonfuls or even smaller pinches. Sometimes the lightest dusting is enough to transform a dish. And that just makes me think of traveling in a market where you see the big baskets of spices that are piled up into perfect peaks, which you guys, you know that's just for the photos, right? Nobody actually uses those spices, but it is still very photogenic, and I am still always enticed into those shops when I see those beautiful colors. And when I was in Egypt, there was those beautiful blues and everything. It was just really cool. So I am enticed to walk across the threshold of the Clove House for sure. All right, so here is our parchment, and it says it's a celebration. So you can see she has printed out the items and little descriptions of them, but of course they have special descriptions for the world of Birdmoss. You know, on our world, we might describe something as a thimble, and in this world, you might describe it as the receptacle for the fairies or something. And then, of course, it's also annotated with this beautiful script that she has, and even little drawings. I think that's where I got the idea of a thimble, but I think it might be a salt shaker. And down here, we even have like a little mouse, which is so cute. So I will do my best to correlate the items to their descriptions and read it to you. But the first thing I do see, let's see if I can pull this out. I'm going to find the first one if I possibly can, so we can kind of go in order so you can really experience it along with me. So I think we start with this spiced soap. So it just came in a simple wrapper, no label or anything. It says, when you are ready to dream to the Clove house, prepare yourself by bathing or washing your hands with this spice-scented soap. While washing, call up images of the warm, bright, welcoming spice shop filled with sensory experiences. It says in the handwriting, it says, also try washing your hands after stressful situations. That is so true. Sometimes first of all, I like to sort of refresh with a like middle of the day shower sometimes when I'm just kind of reached a plateau in my work for the day. But even just getting up and washing my hands and putting some hand cream on them is definitely something that kind of calms me. So I totally get that. And I love, ooh, you can kind of smell it through the plastic. I'm not going to unwrap it quite yet, but wow, that is really nice. And of course, perfect for the season, absolutely. All right, and then we got a ceramic mill. So that's what this little guy, it's a teeny tiny herb grinder and jar, you guys. That is so cool. So it's like a kind of a mortar and pestle, but it's also the jar. So let me show you the diagram. So there's a cork stopper, and then there's a storage container inside, but at the bottom, it's kind of got some grooves so that you can grind your spices. So that's neat. So let me read the description. It says, the shopkeepers are delighted to introduce you to new scents and tastes. They use small handheld grinders to demonstrate how crushing a spice releases its aromatic notes. They welcome your curiosity and invite you to try your hand at creating spice blends, but step back politely while you peer into the myriad jars and little drawers that line the walls. Yes, I do love going into shops like that where you can buy things in bulk, and I do love buying spices. And then I always go to foreign countries. Like I came home with so many spices from Morocco that I had good intentions of using, and then there was just like one like chicken mix that was already mixed up for me, and one fish mix. Those are what I used, and then all of the other things, except for the saffron. I did use the saffron. I sort of like didn't know what to do with after a couple of years, so I need to be better about it. But this is really cool for just milling some smaller things. So you can see in the bottom piece, it is ceramic. I like this. It looks really nice. It's actually from Kiekerland, which is a great brand. And then you can see you've got the little grinder grooves there on the bottom. So you're just going to grind it in here, and then when you are done with creating that powder, you can go ahead and put it in here, and then you can actually put a cork on it. This would actually work well for, you know, grinding down pills as well, and being your own little pharmacist at home. So I think that's really neat. I actually really love that. So cool. Okay. So then, oh my goodness, this is so neat, you guys. Let's see, what does it say? After you arrive, plunge your hands in a barrel of smooth seeds. I mean, that is very like that sensory sort of therapy is really fun. I do love playing with seeds and things. It says the flavors are more than the sum of their parts. The next item, this might be my favorite, is a little leather notebook. Look at how cool the tooling on that is. It says the staff carry small notebooks in their apron pockets, using them to jot down customer orders and calculate prices. Tonight, they pass them out to celebrants. Quicken yours by drawing a sigil within its pages. Create a simple design which evokes abundance, peace of mind, or good health, any condition which will nurture your happiness. This little book was made from repurposed leather offcuts, so we love to hear that. So it is genuine leather, and then you can see they gave us an idea of sigils or different runes. Do you guys remember runes? I had friends that had those little bags of mystical, magical things. So I'm going to go ahead and untie the cord so we can see what it looks like. Well, maybe. Sometimes these cords are actually bind things closed really well. Let me see. Can I get it? And you guys know I love this because, oh, there's a little knot in it that kind of keeps it in place. So I do love leather because I think that it is more sustainable than vegan leather, which is often just pleather. So this is what it looks like inside. It's got this little fold so it keeps the pages bound. So this is nice. It's like an old school binding where it's just stitched in the center with that same cord, so you don't want to lose that cord. It's kind of a thicker, softer paper, so you'd have to be careful with what you use to write on it, but just little notes. How cool and like sort of witchy and special would you feel if you pulled this as your little notebook out of your purse? You're like, oh, let me just take down your number instead of pulling out your phone. I just think that'd be kind of cool, like a little old world. But how lovely. What a great color. I kind of wish I had a bigger version of this as well. All right, let's see. Now, of course, to work on those nice thick pages, because you wouldn't want to use a super pointy pen because it might actually scratch the paper. That's how like kind of soft and thick it is. And you wouldn't want to really use a very inky pen like I like to use because it's probably going to bleed a lot on that kind of paper. So she did give us a graphite pencil. Oh, wow, this is cool. So it's, you can see, it's like, it's not just lead at the tip, the whole thing is graphite. So that's really nice. So I tested it by putting it on my finger. It says you will also receive a woodless graphite pencil. It feels heavy and slick in your hand. It does. It says in Birdmoss, graphite pencils are preferred for any mathematical or numerology work. The shopkeepers use them to total up orders. Graphite stone is an excellent conductor of electricity and thermal energy and can be incorporated in your energy transfer practices. It is also used for soothing and shielding. It says stories say it can write underwater. We'll have to try that. But this is like the perfect writing utensil for the kind of paper that is in this small leather notebook. Let's see what else we have. I think I am looking for this from the Clove House, and then written in script it says cardamom sugar. Ooh, we love a flavored sugar, so perfect. It says sugar blended with ground cardamom is a favorite holiday treat in Birdmoss. Cardamom is associated with hospitality, and cardamom pods are added to the coffee pot when visitors drop by. Enjoy your cardamom sugar stirred into coffee or tea on buttered toast. Oh my gosh, that sounds so amazing. Or as a finishing sugar. It says use it in place of cinnamon sugar. So maybe on top of your oats, your oatmeal, that would be really good. On top of your snickerdoodle cookies, that would be delicious. And I love the idea of just putting it onto some buttered toast to make it a little bit of a dessert toast, a little bit of a sweet treat to go along with your coffee, which I like to drink my coffee black and then have like a sweet treat on the side. So this sounds delicious. And she even drew a little picture of the cardamom. And then finally, so we got a total of 6 items. And I have to say, this time around, they're all actually very useful items. Sometimes they're just sort of, you know, they're evocative and they kind of go with the theme of the box, but they're not really things you can use. They're just sort of things that are going to sit on your shelf. I love the things that I've gotten from this box, but I like that these are all really useful. We got this itty bitty, oh my goodness, jar of cloves, and there's a teeny tiny little silver mouse in there. Can you see him there at the bottom? I'm gonna have to pull that out. It says, as the party winds down, celebrants are given one last souvenir, a tiny jar of cloves. Cloves help draw elements and entities closer, so they're used in money bowls and in tokens of friendship. Tonight, the Clove House has drawn the villagers together. I love this idea of all these sort of rituals and magic, and you guys, I just think it's so fun to have this whole other world that you get to dip into once a month. So it says this shop is famous for its cloves, and cloves just make me think of the holidays because I used to do that tradition of putting cloves into an orange, and I always just thought that smelled so good. And it's just such an easy craft for kids to do too, and then it looks so pretty when you like tie it up with ribbon. So let me just, the clove smells so good. I wanted to get in there and get my little friend out of there. He's trapped, but inside there was a little scroll, so I wanted to pull that out and see what it says. It says, mouse. It says, oh mouse, take what you need. So how cute. So the mouse had to get some cloves as well. What a cool little detail. Isn't that neat, you guys? I just think it's so special. At the very bottom of the letter, it says, does this village connect to other places? It probably does. But let me see our little mouse. So it almost looks like a rat, but we're gonna say it's a mouse. But look, it's got his little tail, that's his little booty. It makes it into a little pendant. So you could hold it, or you could put it onto a little bracelet, a little cord, or you could even put it on a pendant. I used to have a pet mouse. My pet mouse's name was Cheesecake, and he was gray and lovely, and I really had fun, except for when I had to clean his cage all the time. But I actually love mice, or miche. I think they're so, so cute. Not even the ones that aren't at Disneyland. I just think that is an adorable little touch. And then of course it came with our little bottle of cloves. But I almost don't want to use the cloves or the pendant because I think it's so special to have this little jar on your shelf with this little note to the mouse to go ahead and use what you need. How special is that? It's just, I love the idea of having random trinkets, even though I try to have a very simple, very clean house. I love the idea of having random things where when visitors come by, they're just like, what is this? And you're like, oh, that's just my little, you know, mouse house. It's just my little souvenir from the Clove house from Birdmoss. And they're like, what language are you speaking? I am speaking the language of Birdmoss, which is this weird world that also has a really active Facebook group where people share their artwork and other like fun things. I love the Birdmoss Instagram feed. It's like whimsical, it is humorous, it is delightful. I just love the stuff that she posts there. It's not necessarily just about the box and spoilers and upcoming sales. It's really just fun memes and images, and I think it's really cool. It kind of adds to the tone of the box as well. So the little mouse was definitely a spoiler. She does this a lot. She tucks in sort of, you know, a little hint about the next month's theme. The next month's theme is the field mice. So that is why we got our little token mouse pendant. I love that. Gotta love the little spoilers. So I'm looking forward to, let me know in the comments below what your favorite pet was. And if you've had any pets besides cats and dogs, because, you know, those are the perennial favorites. However, I used to have a lot of pets, between turtles and bunnies and mice and fish and all the kinds of pets that you can probably think of. No reptiles. I did have a pet lizard. I had a lot, and I guess I had a turtle. I already said that. So you guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of mice. I know some people are not fans. That is okay. Maybe that's not the box for you. But I didn't know what to expect from the Clove house as a theme, but it was so special. I really felt like I was going into this little village and getting to pick up some things for my rituals, my potions to use at home for the holidays when we're all inside doing a lot of cooking, lots of spices and scents and flavors. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please help me out with a thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here when I know things are very, very busy, and I will see you all very soon in my next unboxing.